ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Providence Basketball Club's annual Holiday Classic closing out last night at the Donald Davis Gym. In the boys' championship, the C.I. Gibson Rattlers taking down the C.C. Sweeting Cobras 55-47.
We started the tournament in 2003, and every year it's been successful. You know, last year Doris Johnson was the champions. Now C.C. Sweeting, they came out this year and played extremely well. But we wanted a little more. We were much a little tougher than C.C. down the stretch, and we pulled off the win. But at the end of the day, it's all about these young men playing together, having fun, preparing themselves for the second half of the season, getting an opportunity to get scholarship to further education through basketball. And Coach Wade Watson was a very good coach, good friend of mine. Love coaching against him. And at the end of the day, it's all about having fun with these kids and making sure they do the right thing in our community and our society.
The girls' championship, all about Sacs Big Red Machine. They steamrolled to a 49-35 win over C.I. Gibson. For the Big Red Machine, it's all about carrying this momentum over to the BAISS private school season, which resumes right after the holiday break.
I expect for us to come out and do what we have to do, execute on defense, execute on offense, and we should win all of our games. I believe we're going to come out with the win. We're going to do good, play together as a team.
In the girls' third-place game, the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves taking a bite out of the St. John's College Giants, winning 45-31. From the NBA, after missing the last 5 games with a sprained right ankle, DeAndre Ayton back in the lineup last night for the Phoenix Suns against the Portland Trailblazers. Ayton showing some signs of rust. Coming off the bench, he struggled from the floor, going 3 of 9 with 6 points, but he had no trouble using his length on the boards, tallying 12 rebounds in 20 minutes. Phoenix picks up the win, 122-116.
You can tell this team, although they're below 500, but they believe in Monty Williams. They believe in what they're doing. And the most important thing is trying to get Ayton acclimated in what's going on, but just to continue to build. This is a huge win for them to go on the road. It's never easy to play in Portland, and to win the game after getting off to such a horrible start.
It'll be interesting to me as Ayton starts getting acclimated after the suspension and after everything happened, because he can block shots and he can defensive rebound. Will they be a better defensive unit with the big fella in there being a little more active?
At 13-20, Ayton and the Suns sitting 10th in the West. They play again tomorrow on New Year's night against the L.A. Lakers. On to the college hardwood now. The Texas Longhorns closing out the year with a bang, an 89-58 win over High Point. Kai Jones had 7 points and 2 rebounds in 14 minutes. Jones and the Horns tipping off the new year with a tough road test in Big 12 play against the 5th-ranked Baylor Bears. The Ole Miss Running Rebels women's basketball team over 500 to end the year with a record of 7-6. Coach Jolette McPhee-McQuinn spoke about what she learned about her team in the non-conference, with SEC play starting on Thursday against Georgia.
I learned that it's a marathon, is not a sprint. I'm really going to focus on us winning games within the game, because realistically speaking, I don't know what's going to happen night in and night out. They're going to be prepared. I want them to feel confidence. But in order for us to do that, we have to find wins within the game. You get what I'm saying? So, like, whether it's keeping the team at a certain point that quarter, or whether it's us getting a certain level of assists or a certain amount of transition points, because there are some things when we get to SEC play that physically we won't be able to sustain. And if we can't box out Alabama State, which they're pretty athletic, SWAC teams are usually athletic. I coach in the SWAC, but we're going to struggle boxing out the Georgias, Mississippi State. So we have to find other ways to gain advantages. And there are some coaches out there that don't even care about rebounding if they could shoot the 3 ball. So if we could get in transition and steal a couple threes, that can balance it.
Coach Yo also spoke about her team's confidence level.
I'm a half glass full type gal. And so last year we won 6. We won 7. And so for me, that's a victory within itself. And Parrish, I just remember at the beginning of the season telling my staff, listen, I don't know how much we're going to be able to look at wins and losses and say that the foundation was laid this year. But I know that we can find wins throughout this season. And I just know for me, I'm working on staying encouraged. And I was just listening to Dabo Sweeney. He put out a post, and he was like, in year 1 they had 11 wins, but then year 2 they had 6. And he said, I know it didn't look good, but we laid the foundation. And then in year 3, and then he went on and on. So we're on the right track for where we want to go, you know. And I just got to keep our kids uplifted through this, because I call the SEC a jungle. And so we're getting ready to go into the safari, and we better not have butter knives. We better be ready to fight. And so we're going to lean on the players that played in it last year to help us understand that. And as coaches, we're way more prepared because we've been through the jungle one time before.
Malachi McCoy still adjusting to life at the college level. The former star at Doris Johnson now playing with the Benedict Tigers in South Carolina, and it's all about being a student athlete.
Being a student athlete says it in itself. You know, you got to be the student first. You can't just be all basketball if you're trying to make it out. You know, education comes first at the end of the day, because one day you're going to actually put down the basketball. You know, and what are you going to do after that? You know, you could actually continue your career as whatever major you wanted to go in.
Justin Roberts getting ready for his first full year on the Pro Tennis Tour. He wants to compete at the highest level and has a plan in place to get there.
100% 2024 I plan to play the Olympics. That's my biggest goal. In the next 2 years, 3 years, I want to be playing in the Grand Slam qualies or main draws. So this coming year is a big step for me. I want to make my ranking high enough so I can play the Challenger Tour, which is the next step after the Futures.
The Bull Reg Class C Regatta was scheduled to get underway last weekend in Exuma, but was postponed due to weather. They'll now try and get 2 races in tomorrow and another 2 on Saturday.
The great thing about this regatta is that people want to know if Chris Roll is really as good as he showed up at the best of the best. He proved at an age of 15 that he is certainly the future of sloop sailing in our country. Thousands are going down to Georgetown really to see if he can handle all the big boys. And I understand that there will be a whole lot of big boys down there. Stephen is going to be there. Josh Green is going to be there. We are dedicating this regatta to the memory of a great sailor, a great Exumian, a great friend, a great Bahamian in Roy Roll, better known as Big Slaughter.
The Bahamas Olympic Committee doing all in its power to promote women's sports in 2019, and it all starts with gender equality.
There shouldn't be a discrepancy in pay for tennis or soccer or basketball, and that's for some people controversial, but gender equality means you're paid for your talent, not for who you are as a woman, a man.
And that'll do it for sports. A check on weather up next.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.